My name is Nicola, and this will be an all levels yoga practice. So I'm going to invite you to come into a comfortable seat. So when people find out that I'm a yoga instructor, one of the first things I often hear is, oh, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible. And you can immediately see their stress level raise just a little bit. So what I try to explain is yoga does not require you to be flexible. Yoga is about tuning in and giving your body what it needs. It's your own personal practice. Now, one of the added benefits of a regular yoga practice may be increased flexibility. One of the other added benefits is stress relief. And today's practice will include some postures that are designed to focus on overall stress relief. We could all use that at some time in our lives. So, hopefully, today's practice will help promote that. My advice to you is, don't get stressed out. Focus on yourself, tune into your body. If something doesn't feel right, please modify or take one of the options available. Zero stress, right? So we'll just begin with that in mind by tuning in, focusing internally. Comfortable seat, nice tall spine. Just begin to mentally scan your body. And just see how you feel this morning, this afternoon, whenever it is you're practicing. If it's early morning, your body may be a little stiffer. Maybe you just rolled out of bed, or maybe you already went for a run. So everyone is different. Everyone's body is different. You work with what you have. No judgment, no stress. Don't beat yourself up. So one of the ways that you can judge your practice is through the breath. As long as you're breathing slowly, deeply, evenly, then you're fine. So let's just soften the belly and begin to inhale and exhale deeply. Just allow your belly to expand like a balloon with the inhale. With the exhale, just draw belly button towards spine. Just activating those transverse abdominal muscles, the big band of muscle that runs across your abdomen. Just using those muscles to help fully exhale, making room for the next full breath. So working with the 3-part or yoga breath, as you continue to breathe on your next inhale, allow belly, then rib cage to expand. And as you exhale, actively draw in the ribs, pull in the belly button. It takes 2 floors to make a story. It takes an egg to make a hen. It takes a hen to make an egg. There is no end to what I'm saying. It takes a thought to make a word. And then bringing in the 3rd part of our 3-part breath on your next inhale. Allow belly, rib cage, then collarbones to expand. As you exhale, collarbones fall, ribs draw in, belly button pulls in. 3 distinct parts to the breath. Just getting the sense that you are filling up your lungs from bottom to top and emptying from top to bottom. Take note of any areas of the body where you may be holding on to a little extra tension, or areas you may need to take care of a little more today. Maybe you're working with an injury or some other limitation. Just make sure you keep that in mind, take care of yourself, modify when necessary. And hopefully by the end of the practice, you will feel a little better, a little calmer, a little more relaxed.
Taking one more deep breath. Exhale. And just allow your breathing to be natural without too much thought. Feel free to keep the eyes closed or maybe often open them to a soft gaze. We will remain seated for our cat dog today, so just make sure your legs are comfortable. Inhaling, drawing shoulder blades together, opening the chest. Exhale, round the spine, draw in the belly button, allow shoulders to move forward, chin is tucked. Inhale, open the chest, tailbone tips back, finding that dog posture. Exhale, finding cat, rounding the back. Continue to flow back and forth with your own breath. If you do come across a particular point along the way where it just would feel really good to you to hold the posture, please feel free. Just remember to keep breathing. Inhaling, finding dog. Exhale, rounding into cat. Let's do that one more time. Once you do find your cat stretch, just pause here with the back rounded. Interlace your fingers, turn the palms forward, tuck your chin down, and just push out through the palms of the hands, feeling that stretch across the upper back and shoulders, sending your breath to that area. On your next inhale, just bring the arms up above your head, reaching nice and tall. And then release the left arm down. Exhale, bending to the right. Inhale, come up through center, reaching up. Exhale, fold over to the right. So as you fold over, coming into that side bend, just allow your arm on that side to release down to the mat, reaching up in center, coming into that side bend. One more time here. Inhale, tall. Exhale to the left, and we'll hold this stretch here. Try to avoid two things here. Try to avoid the shoulder moving forward, keep it back, and try to avoid collapsing too much. This is more about expanding and stretching and opening the rib cage on this right side of the body, reaching through the fingertips, breathing into this right rib cage area. Just take one more breath. On your next inhale, reach up in the center, lowering right arm, we'll bend over towards the right, reaching those left fingertips away, keeping this left shoulder open and back, breathing into this left rib cage, expanding fully with each inhale. Inhale, reach tall, we'll find a spinal twist. So begin to twist towards the left, bringing right hand to the outside of your thigh. Left hand behind you, propping your spine up nice and tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, just begin to twist towards the back of your space. And if it feels okay in the neck, you can also turn the head and look back. Holding this twist, try to prop yourself up a little taller each time you inhale. Maybe twist a fraction more with each exhale, just working your way a little deeper into this spinal twist. taking one more breath here. Release the twist. Maybe reach the arms up nice and tall one more time and then twist towards the right, bringing left hand to outside of thigh, using your right arm to keep the spine nice and tall. Inhale here. Exhale, twist. Just taking one more breath here. Release the twist, coming to face front. So keeping the legs as they are, we'll be coming into a forward fold here. So begin with a tall spine and just begin to lean forward. And once you kind of reach that stopping point, you do have the option to stay right here, or just begin to round the spine, allowing nose to come towards the earth. You want to just make sure your head is relaxed, your neck is relaxed, spine is rounded. Breathe into your back. On your next inhale, just begin to straighten the spine here. And just switch the cross of your legs. It's going to feel a little odd. And same thing, just begin to lean forward here with a straight spine till you reach that stopping point. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and begin to round the spine, just lowering the head. Just letting head relax forward. On your next inhale, just begin to roll up through the spine. So we'll come into Dandasana or staff pose, just because the legs have been kind of folded underneath us for a while. So just slowly begin to straighten your legs. If you need to keep a soft bend in the knees, then please do so. Flex your feet so you're drawing your toes towards your shins. Draw your shoulder blades together, lower your shoulders so they're down away from the ears. Hands are resting on the mat. Your core is tight, your legs, the muscles of your legs are engaged. So there is a lot going on here. All those core muscles are working in the front and the back just to keep the spine straight. So we'll come into a little bit of a forward fold here. So if you do need to soften the knees, make sure you do soften them. And we'll begin to fold forward here, again, just until you reach that stopping point. Arms can stay right where they are, or you can just move them forward, rest them on the ground, or reach for your feet, not necessary, but if that's what you like to do, then just make yourself comfortable. And we'll just pause here for a few breaths. You may feel that edge change a little bit. You may feel yourself just able to fold a fraction more every breath or so as you ease into the posture. one more breath. And then slowly make your way back up to staff pose. We'll be coming on to the hands and knees briefly and working our way into child's pose. So maybe you like to bring your toes together, your knees a little wider apart. Just begin to sink the hips back. Reach the arms forward and lower your forehead to the mat. If that's not comfortable, just make a fist with one of your hands or stack your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. Continue for a few more breaths in child's pose. We will be making our way into yoga mudra. And this is one of the classic symbols of yoga, head below heart. We'll be adding a shoulder opener if you want. So just begin to make your way into a seated position. And just kind of parallel off your legs here, so that your knees are more together. And if you want to add the shoulder opener, bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, and then kind of draw the shoulder blades together. This will pull the shoulders down, away from your ears. And you're going to kind of lean forward here to bring your forehead down to the mat. So it's almost as if we're coming back into child's pose. And then pushing into the tops of your feet so that you can control the amount of weight that's on your head. We're going to roll up so that we kind of come onto the crown of the head, but avoid putting a lot of pressure on the neck. So you do want to keep a lot of strength in the legs. So just raising your hips up, coming onto the crown of the head. And you can begin to move the hands away from the back. Maybe they only move an inch and that's okay, or maybe you can draw the arms further away from your back. If you really don't like this arm option, you can just actually grab your elbows behind your back, or maybe just even rest your arms on the mat. Slowly lowering the arms, just lower your hips. And just roll up to a seat. So we will be doing that one more time. If you can, just change the way your fingers are interlaced. It's going to feel really weird. And again, just lower down till you bring your forehead to mat. Using your legs and the tops of your feet, just make your way upward, raising your hips, coming onto the crown of the head. And then again, finding your version of this shoulder opener. Down, lowering back onto your heels, find a seat, fix your hair if you have to. So we're just going to kind of roll the wrists around here. Those yoga mudra arms with the shoulder opener, they do tend to put a lot of strain on the wrists. So maybe circling your wrists or doing some figure 8 motion here. Making our way into downward dog. Just give your wrists a little shake. Placing palms on the mat, a little forward of your shoulders, hooking your toes, lifting the hips up. We'll make our way into downward facing dog. So again, you want to keep the knees soft if hamstrings are tight, and tip your tailbone up and back. Push your heels towards the mat. Push into your hands so your chest moves back towards your thighs. Try to keep head and neck in line with your arms. And think about drawing your shoulder blades down your back and then wrapping them towards one another, kind of turning the armpits in slightly. Supporting your back as we hold this downward dog. And feel free to hold if you're enjoying the posture as it is, or maybe just coming up onto the balls of the feet. And then alternately pushing one heel then the other down into the mat, walking the dog. At the same time, just push into the opposite palm of the hand. And then maybe pausing here for a breath or two. Beginning to walk your feet forward, landing towards the front of your mat in a forward fold. If forward folds are not for you, please make your way into jackknife, keeping head and heart at the same level. If you are holding the jackknife posture, just make sure you draw your shoulder blades back to pull shoulders away from ears. Knees are softly bent, crown of the head is pointing forward. Most of the weight is in your heels. If you're okay with forward folds, several options here. You can just hold the fold. You can grab opposite elbows and maybe sway for ragdoll. Or one more option is to add the shoulder opener, the yoga mudra arms. So you would interlace your fingers behind your back. Push your knuckles away. Try to draw your shoulder blades in towards one another, and then begin to lift hands away from the back. Again, they might move an inch away, or maybe you can touch the floor above your head. I will not be demonstrating that because I can't do it, but I'm sure there are people out there with double jointed shoulders that can. Again, this is your own personal practice, so you look exactly how you should look, as long as it feels right in your own body and you can breathe slowly, deeply, evenly. If you're breathing rapidly or catching your breath, holding your breath, it's probably a signal that you're a little too deep into a posture, or you're trying to force your body into something it's not ready for. So just keep that in mind as you move through your practice. If you do have the arms behind your back, go ahead and release them down. Just let them hang down again. Just give a little release to the wrists by maybe doing a figure 8 motion or some circles, or just shaking the hands around. And since we have been folded forward a while, we'll just come about halfway up, finding that jackknife posture. Take a few breaths here before we make our way up to standing, trying to avoid just getting dizzy. On your next inhale, just pushing into the feet, knees are soft. Just make your way up, reaching hands all the way up to extended mountain, and then drawing hands to heart. And then just releasing the hands. We'll just turn on our mat here. Take a nice wide stance. Your toes are pointed probably towards the front corners of your mat here. We'll just take a few sun breaths. A little bit of resistance with your own arms here, pushing the arms up and down as if they're moving through something thick. Next time the arms reach up, pause. And then begin to bend the knees, sinking down into goddess pose. And then just straightening your legs, lowering the arms. So perhaps turn your toes forward. We'll be coming into a wide angle forward fold. So you're probably getting the sense now that forward folds are good for stress relief, head below heart. So keep the knees soft and just begin to fold forward. Option is to stay right here with your torso parallel to the floor. Or otherwise just continue folding forward, perhaps bringing fingertips out to the floor, a foot or two in front of your legs. Maybe just kind of working your way forward and backward here, just easing into those hamstrings a little bit. Feel free to just stay here and work with this, or come into a little deeper of a fold here by allowing head to come towards the mat. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths, so if you do need to work your way out of it and come up to, it's kind of like a wide-legged jackknife posture, then please feel free, do what you need. Otherwise, we'll enjoy the fold for a few breaths, bringing your head towards the mat. One more option here, if you have one handy, is to place a yoga block and rest your head on the yoga block.
World's on fire, no one can save you. It's strange what desire make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I need somebody like you. I never dreamed that I was somebody like you.
If you are still in the forward fold, take one more breath. Soften your knees here. Bring hands down and then bring your hands to your thighs. And begin to just slowly work your way up. Again, try to avoid getting dizzy by moving slowly. Maybe just place hands to heart and we'll take a couple of breaths here. And again, just bring your heels in and your toes out. So your toes are probably pointing to the outer front corners of your mat. And just once more sink down into this goddess or warrior squat pose. We'll just work through a few standing postures and we'll hold each one for about 3 breaths or so. So making your way to warrior 2 to the left side. Turn your right toes forward, left toes out. Straighten that back leg. Left knee is bent. Arms come to shoulder height. And gaze is typically out to the left, but you can look straight ahead if that's more comfortable in your neck. And from here we'll be releasing the back heel, pivoting on that foot so that we face the left, and then sinking down, so bending your front knee more. Just bring your hands to either side of your front foot. We're in a runner's lunge. Feel free to hold the lunge or rock back and forth a little bit, working into your right ankle. And then slowly lower that back knee. You can keep the toe tucked or release the toe, up to you. And reaching up, try to push through the heel of your front foot, as if you're trying to push that heel away and tuck the tailbone. You really feel this hip flexor, the psoas muscle kick in here. But by tucking the tailbone and pressing through that heel, you'll give some support to the low back. Take one more breath. Begin to lower your arms. Making our way to standing runner or pyramid. So just begin to straighten both legs. Maybe you want to step a little closer together with that back foot. Push your back heel towards the mat. It's not necessary to take it all the way down. Just do what you can. And feel free to stay here with torso parallel to the floor. That's always an option. Or just begin to fold forward, bringing nose towards knee or shin. Breathing into any areas of tightness, any areas where you feel deep sensation, but remembering you should not be in pain. If you are, just back off a little bit, soften your knees, bring your torso up a little bit. Make those adjustments to make this comfortable for you. And then just kind of pivot on your feet here, your heels or toes. Just make your way through center. Just pause here for one breath in a wide angle forward fold. And then continue walking the hands around, pivoting on the feet. And just landing in your version of standing runner on the opposite side. From here, maybe stepping that back foot away from you a little bit, lowering this knee to the floor. Again, you can keep the toe tucked or release the toe, bringing top of foot down to mat. Pushing into your front heel, tucking your tailbone, feeling a high sensation here in this hip flexor, but your low back should not be talking to you. It should feel supported. Reach up for this low lunge. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. Breath is deep, slow, even. On your next exhale, just lower your hands, bringing them either side of your front foot. Tuck your back toe. Begin to straighten your back leg. Again, if you need to shift the feet around a little bit to find that comfortable position, please do so, making sure feet are not directly one behind the other. Have a little width between the feet for better balance. Try to sink your hips down. And then from here, just setting the back heel down. Just gonna windmill your arms here. Making your way to warrior two. Again, if you need to shift your feet around a little bit, just please do so. And then just straightening that front leg. Again, turn your toes out to the corners. Reach up on an inhale, and as you exhale, one more goddess pose. And then maybe just falling forward a little bit, bringing elbows towards your thighs. Just kind of coming into a mobility squat here.
Well, there's a river that runs through Glasgow.
And then just bringing hands to thighs, slowly straighten your legs. You have the option to just kind of toe heel your feet in or just step together. Perhaps giving the legs a little bit of a shake here. So we'll be coming down onto the mat, and we will be sitting in, what do they call it, thunderbolt pose. So you're actually just sitting on your knees. Maybe I've also heard hero's pose for this. So you're basically sitting on your heels. If that is not comfortable on your knees, you can be up here to do this next posture. So just find whatever position is right for you. Arms out to the sides. We'll be coming into eagle arms. So take your left arm, bring it underneath the right one. And then, if you can, you twist your forearms and bring palms together. If you're thinking, lady, you're crazy, this ain't happening, backs of hands can come together, excuse me, or you can simply just hug your shoulders. And either way, you're getting a nice stretch between the shoulders across the upper back, and you can also lift your elbows up and down here. So pick what arm posture is right for you. I'm going to hold for 5 breaths. Feel free to just hold the pose as is, or you can lift the elbows a little bit on an inhale and just lower them with your exhale. Up to you.
On the other side where no cars go, up to the hills that stand alone like my restless heart. Well, I would swim, but the river is so wide now. Scared I won't make it to the other side. Well, God knows I failed, but He knows that I've tried.
And gradually release your arms. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, bring the arms back to shoulder height and cross your right arm under left. And again, find your version of eagle arms. And just send your breath to that upper back, shoulder area. Again, if you want, just gently raise and lower the elbows with the breath. You'll feel that stretch change across your upper back.
The sun sets late in Glasgow. The daylight in the city park.
Again, just release your arms. Maybe one more inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring arms down by your sides. Just let your hands rest against the floor.
You're all the same.
Take a few breaths here.
My restless heart.
So finding a seat somewhere in the center of your mat. We will be rolling back, so you want to make sure you have a little room on your mat behind you. Feel free to keep legs bent or extend your legs out. We'll do a little bit of a rolling roll back here in order to just tone the abs a little bit. So inhale, reach forward. Exhale, come about halfway back. take a few breaths here. Challenge yourself, slowly coming down to the mat.
Find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very
Maybe reaching arms overhead, coming into a full body stretch here. And then bringing the arms down by your sides, bending your knees, placing feet flat on the mat. Just draw your knees in. Maybe just take a moment here to kind of rock side to side, or maybe circle your knees. Just giving a little massage to the low back. Just extending the legs straight up, finding legs against the wall pose or hip stand. Just pointing and flexing your feet. Circling the ankles. Maybe just bending the knees one at a time. Or perhaps just bringing the arms up too, and then just giving everything a shake, releasing wrists and ankles. This can also be very good for stress relief. Just think about something that no longer serves you and just let it go, shake it away. All tension melting away. And then pausing here. So we'll be making our way into half shoulder stand and plow. If you know that's not for you, you can get the same stretch that we will be getting in plow by remaining here with your hips connected to the mat, interlacing your fingers and bringing them behind your head, taking an inhale breath, and as you exhale, just slowly bringing chin towards chest, and feeling a nice stretch down the back of the neck. Do not tug too hard on your head though. So that's one option. Otherwise, you will lift up your hips and kind of support your hips here with the heels of your hands. Legs are angled slightly backwards. So I'm actually going to shift on my mat just a little bit so that I don't disappear when I come into plow. Now you're in half shoulder stand. Then you just begin to lower your legs overhead, bringing the tops of the feet down to the floor. And we'll be holding here for about 6 breaths. If you do need to come out sooner, just slowly lower your hips and bring your feet down to the mat. If you're in plow, just take one more breath here. And then you'll begin to slowly lower your hips. If you are in hip stand, just slowly lower your head back down to the mat. And we'll just all meet here in hip stand. Maybe bending the knees now and grabbing for the insteps of your feet, your shins, or just resting arms on the back of your thighs, coming into happy baby. Just take a little time here to rock side to side, or maybe bend and straighten the legs, working into the hamstrings a little bit more. And then just making your way back to hip stand, just bending your legs, bringing feet flat on the mat. Just take a moment to allow your knees to kind of fall gently from side to side. And then just pausing, keeping your left foot on the mat, cross your right leg over, shift your hips an inch or two to the left, and then allow your knees to come over, across and down to the left side. Arms can be out at shoulder height. Gaze can be straight up at the ceiling or out towards your right hand. And if you have a little more flexibility in the low back, you can actually take your left hand, place it on top of your knee. Actually ease your knee a little lower to the floor. If you feel any tightness at all in the low back, just raise up this knee, bringing it approximately level with your hip. Taking one more breath here. Just slowly make your way onto your back, uncross your legs, level off your hips. And perhaps take a moment here again to just allow the knees to fall gently from side to side. And then pausing, crossing left leg over right, shifting hips an inch or two to the left will allow knees to drop over, across and down to the right side, finding your version of the twist. Just paying attention to the low back area, making sure it's comfortable. Taking one more breath here. Making your way onto your back, on across your legs. Again, perhaps windshield wipering those legs one more time. Or maybe gathering in your knees and just rocking from side to side.
Just because I'm losing.
And then just bringing your feet down to the mat. We'll bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to fall out to the side. Arms can rest on your belly with fingers interlaced. And just note the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. Or perhaps you like to keep the elbows bent and just raise the arms overhead, resting the back of your hands on the floor. Just take several breaths here in reclining bound angle. So we will be coming into Shavasana next. We're doing a little bit of a longer Shavasana, just a minute or two longer than normal. If there's a particular posture that we didn't get to today that you feel would just complete the practice for you, then please feel free to explore that posture for a few breaths. Whenever you are ready for Shavasana, you may want to think about putting on some socks or a sweatshirt or grabbing a blanket if you have one nearby. And then just making your way to a comfortable position. It's a position that's right for you where you know you can fully relax, let go. Let the mind go, not thinking about a part of the body that's uncomfortable or stressed in any way. So perhaps laying on your back, just extending legs long, arms by your side, and just allowing arms and legs to roll out to the side. Or perhaps you like your arms above your head, backs of the hands resting on the floor. If you need more support for the low back, just bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. Just let your knees kind of rock in and support one another. Or if there's any other posture where you'd be more comfortable, just make your way there. And then just come into some deep breaths, allowing belly to relax and expand as you inhale. Scan your body head to toe. Where are you holding on to tension? How can you let go? What can you release? Just pay attention to the support points of the earth. Let your body sink into those support points. Let your limbs feel heavy. Weight of the bones just resting on the ground. Muscles relaxed and soft. Jaw is soft. Face is soft. Just let the breath be natural. Try to keep the mind quiet. Thoughts will enter, just let them pass. Feel the support of the earth cradling you. Listen to the sound of your own gentle breathing. Just let stress melt away. Begin to deepen the breath, bringing your attention back to the present. Perhaps making some small movements here to waken the body. Maybe just slowly making your way onto one side, supporting the head with your hands and just taking a few breaths there. Taking your time whenever you're ready, just make your way to a seated position. Just sit with eyes closed or gaze soft. Hopefully feeling a little lighter, more relaxed. Feeling a sense of calm, of peace, maintain that feeling for as long as you can throughout the rest of your day. And remembering at any time if you do start to feel stress, tension, you can always try a little meditation, sitting quietly, trying to clear the mind, maybe repeating a single word or mantra to yourself, such as the word peace or calm or relax. Just breathing softly and just trying to release the mind, free it, send it somewhere else, and just be in the present moment. And perhaps softly opening your eyes, taking an inhale breath, reaching the arms up. Palms together, drawing hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.